in my mind. We hey, we hey. Black and white story in my mind. We say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's to the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology, to analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the mind in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah.
Greetings, greetings in the name of the Most High. Divine masculine and divine feminine. Greetings in the name of the Most High. Divine masculine and the divine feminine. Greetings in the name of the Most High. Divine masculine and the divine feminine. Yes. All right. Y'all gonna learn today. That's all I can tell y'all right now. Y'all gonna learn today. Cause at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we have a beloved couple, a Sultan. We got a Sultan from out of the domicile of Florida, the territory of Florida. And we're honored to have him coming up here. And of course, you see myself and Empress Aisha in the building, of course. And, before we show our faces, let me just big up a few people, big up a few things that's going on, of course. Tonight, the rescheduled program on Thursday, August the 13th, we got Sultan Aseer, the Duke of Tears, and Empress Celina of 10,000 years going to be in the building. So, you got to give them a round of applause all the time. Yeah, you got to show them that love. Show them that love. That's how we do it here. You always got to show love. Also, just want to remind everyone, coming up this Sunday, we have Sink, Brother Robert Sinkler. He is not only a comedian, but he's an educator. He was featured on the Apollo, been on a Caroline stage for numerous times, been on television a few times, and he'll be with us on Sunday, August the 16th. And then we have on Sunday, August the 23rd, we have my brother, Dr. Mukasa Africa Ma'at, and we'll be speaking about African cosmology and spirituality. Yeah. And of course, let's make sure we got this going on. We do have a content disclaimer on this show. Just want to let everybody know. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsored. Sponsors, of course, parental guidance is advised. Got to cover the backside. Got to cover the backside. Pause. Got to cover the backside. Just want to remind everybody also, if you want to support Black business or original melanated business, these are the business that we're going to represent tonight. And here we have, of course, we have the one, the only pedalwise.com. And if you want 10% off, just go to www.pedalwise.com. She's a natural gynecologist. She got some great products for men, but she's definitely focused on women. So make sure you go to her website and please use the coupon code KING2020. That's KING2020 and save that 10% off. You know what I'm saying? Get that 10% off. Also, just want to remind everybody, if you want some good real estate, you can log on to Janelle Lewis at 347-866 1153, 347-866-1153. And please tell them that the King Simon family sent you. And she can help you out with apartments, commercial realty, all of that. She can help you out, Airbnb, all of that stuff. Okay. So we just showing that love to her. And just want to let everybody know what's coming up next. Of course, today, of course, is the 13th. The Duke of Tears and his beautiful wife, Empress of 10,000 Years, is going to be on momentarily. On Sunday, August the 16th, we have educator and comedian Sync coming in. And August 23rd, we have Dr. Mukasa Africa coming in live and direct. Just want to let all of you keep with that. If you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022, 347-496-1022. That's right. Remember, the study of numbers is applied mathematics. If you learn how to apply them, they will help you and they will guide you. So make sure you get your session done. Also, if you want to get any of my books, please go to Amazon or Kindle. That's right, Amazon or Kindle. You can get this book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Amazon or Kindle, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. And also, you can get Numbers Are Simple, Our Children's Health is Important. How to use numbers to identify possible ailments that might come up in your life as well as the child's life. It's sometimes it is what it is, you know. And we got to be able to recognize those things. Also, this book is very good too for promotional. Learn how to promote. Learn how to be motivated in your promotion. This book is very good for you. No promotion is bad promotion, and all publicity is good publicity. So that's what we're dealing with right now and showing you enough respect. And please share, like, subscribe, and click on the bell. And you'll be well to be notified on any time we going up and any time we doing something. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. I see Empress Celina in the background. I already seen you. So just stay focused, stay focused. Don't go nowhere. I stay focused. We're gonna bring you up momentarily. Just want to remind everybody, if you want to contact or connect with Brother King Simon on Facebook or Instagram, and King Simon, and that you can go to @King Simon or go to King Simon Productions, Twitter @King Simon Prod, and Cash App $King Simon 3158, and www.paypal.me/King Simon. Okay, and once again, please share, like, and feel free to, because sharing is caring. And remember, you want to share and help others to be aware. So let me make sure we have our sister's promotion. Of course, we're going to be bringing up Aisha right now because she is part of the crew, and I just want to get rid of that banner before we come in. Get rid of that. Get myself in. Get her in. Let me see if I can find myself. Where's my face? I see my face. Okay, there's my face. Okay, and let's see if we can bring her in right now. And there she is. What's up, girl? What's up? Peace.
Peace.
Shalom. And all that good stuff. What's up? How you doing?
Doing good. Let me see. I turn my volume up. I hope I can hear better.
Yeah,
I can hear.
You gonna turn your volume up?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Okay.
Okay, then can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I could hear you clearly. Yes, I could hear you very clearly. Don't worry about that. Yes, I can hear you very clearly. So we got to give you another round of applause so people know it's you. That's it. There you go. Okay, let's give you another round of applause. All right, all right, all right. Thank you very much for coming in. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful, man. I got man, one I remember we was talking about going to the bee farm or the bee kennel to check out the bees.
Check out the
Remember
bees.
remember we was talking about the bees that make honey and all that the other day?
What about
Yesterday.
it? Tell me about
Well,
it.
I one of my clients owns a bee kennel in South Carolina.
Wonderful. So what does
So
that mean?
that means I might go down there to South Carolina and check out his honey farm and his honeybees. And it's named Bee Style Kennel. So that's what they call it, Bee Styles Kennel
Oh,
out
yeah,
there in
the
South Carolina. So I'm gonna go check it out. I might check it out. See if we might one day we might just do a trip out there with a bunch of people and check out how they do this with the honey and the farms and all that kind of stuff. Because they grow everything out there. So big up to my brother there who owns that.
would love that.
Ain't that something? Talking about somebody, and then all of a sudden it comes right up. That's what I'm talking about. So give him a round of applause for what he does. Of course, got to give him a round of applause for what he does. Enough respect to that because it's a brother that's doing it, and I like to hear that. I like to know that it's a brother that's doing it. Him and his beautiful wife is doing it together.
Yes.
That you are definitely in the Bronx. I can hear the sounds.
I can't get away from it. I actually have my windows closed this time.
It's all right.
It's funny because there's nothing I can do about that.
Yes, I know. Look, I used to live out there. Believe me, I used to live on Jerome Avenue, so I know what that is. Forget about it. Of course, this is our great Empress Aisha. What's up, Amor?
Yes,
And of course, if you want to do spiritual upliftment and self-esteem consultations, you can email her at Empress Aisha Amor at gmail.com and products at her DM her at IG. That's _adornments _adornments. And remember, the Cash App is $ Empress Amor. And your PayPal, please. You tell them your PayPal, please.
No problem. No problem. Aisha Bride at gmail.com.
There it is.
There we go.
There you go. All right, good.
You know what? I just gotta say something about your energies just always illuminate me. Thank you.
You're welcome. I try to keep the vibe. I'm trying to keep the vibe. That's all. Thank you.
No, that. I just had to say that.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's put our name up there so people know who we are. Brother King Simon and Empress Aisha Amor. Da, 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 da.
Thank you.
Hey, that's a nice song. Shay love fun. That was back in the day. That was back in the day, y'all. We're broadcasting on Twitter. We're broadcasting on Facebook at King Simon and Facebook at King Simon Productions and Twitter also. Twitter been stepping it up. I like that. I see the people up there, and we're waiting for our brother and sister to come on. Let me see here. Wow, reggae artist Red Fox just called me. Whoa, I haven't heard from those who know who Red Fox is. He's the one that used to sing. He used to sing with Shaggy. He used to perform with Screechy Don, and of course, he used to sing down in Jamaica. There's been a lot of pretty women. They used to sing that song back in the day. We used to be in the club. So his birthday was yesterday. So big up to him. No, today is his birthday. Today he's the 13th also. So big up to Red Fox. Happy birthday, Red, and happy birthday to Queen of Four. I spoke to her today. Woo! Spoke to Queen today, and I was on her show today. I was actually on her podcast today. And there was a big party online, and we all went there. A lot of people came through from all over the world, showing Queen of Four some love for her birthday today. She's 67 years young today.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
Yes.
Man, I can't wait to be 67 and look that good.
It's definitely an upgrade. Definitely.
Yeah, she doing her thing. She still do the yoga. She still do her sacred womb dance and all of that. And big up to her, man. Happy birthday to people like her, Red Fox, the reggae artist. Yeah. Fidel Castro. Happy birthday to you too, my friend. Fidel Castro, the late great Fidel Castro. So how's your day, darling? How you been? What's going on? How's the children? How's everybody?
Everyone's doing good. Everyone's great. Today's been one of those really interesting days because of the weather. Mm-hmm. When I got out anyway, regardless of the rain, because just when I was going out the door, that's when it started raining. I had my yoga mat.
Mhm.
I had everything. I had my book, my journal to write in. I was gonna go outside and sit in the park and just do what I had to do. And as soon as I walked out that front door, it was raining. It started raining. I was like,
Mm, mm,
I left
mm.
everything and I just took my umbrella and I went out anyway.
You just took your umbrella and went out anyway?
Anyway, I left everything, left the yoga mat, the books. I said, you know what, maybe this was just meant for me to spend some one-on-one time, you know, with the rain.
Rain, go away, come again another day. But that was good for you because you need that energy. I call it liquid sunshine.
Yes.
That's what we call it. We call it back on radio days. We used to call it liquid sunshine.
Liquid sunshine.
Liquid sunshine, because that's what it is. It's helping here. Is help. It is sunshine. It is energy. So we try to bear witness to that beautiful energy.
It was good energy. I was grateful to be out there. It was it was actually much more healing than I thought it was going to be, because in my head I had so many things I wanted to do when I was out there, and it just kind of it just made me just mellow out and just take away everything, all the writing, the reading, everything that I was going to do. It was like, no, you just need some one-on-one time.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing else.
That's what most of us need. Just forgive me. I'm here trying to find out if they're all right. If they're doing just texting and just making sure. But but the weather, like I said, liquid sunshine is what it is. That's what myself and Prince Kalunda used to call it, liquid sunshine. We're waiting for Aseer, the Duke of Tears, and his beautiful wife to come on up, and then we'll bring him on in. I'll read the bio and lock it down real quick. I know, well, she don't have a particular bio on her website, but she does have some great products on her website. So we'll be talking about that today and talk about what he does and on what's his website, because he's also an international jurisprudent lawyer, so to speak. So I can't wait to, well, not a lawyer. I know I can't say that. What is it? It's he got so much, got so much in this. That's so big up to him. He got his doctorate degree in jurisprudence. Yeah. So okay. So we just want to make sure we get to drop all of that, and I'm going to drop some of his music, him and his wife's music, snippets of his music, before we bring them on also, so we can have a good time with that. You know what I'm saying? So because they also super hip hop stars too. You know what I'm saying? So enough respect to them. But yeah. So yeah, it's been a nice day. Again, I was out there today enjoying myself. I hope everybody else out there in the chat. Let's see what's happening in the chat. How the chat doing? How y'all looking? Okay, how y'all looking? Red Fox. Somebody said, hell yeah, Red Fox. Yeah, today is birthday. Today I Red Fox birthday. Big up to Red. I talked to Screechy Don. Screechy Don's birthday. The reggae artist Screechy Don birthday was the 7th of August. And so was the David Levy's birthday. So David Levy, rocking you from WBLS. His birthday is also the 7th. So hey, all these Leos in the building, you got to show them some respect or they're going to roar. And your birthday was the 2nd. So, you just got to make sure y'all don't roar on us. You know what I'm saying? They say a lion's roar can be heard for miles.
Yeah.
Man, yes, Lord. I think that's a good thing, depending on what they're roaring for. That's all I can say. That's a great thing.
Yes.
Hey, depending what they roaring for. So, hey, big up to all the people. Where y'all checking in from? Where y'all checking in from? Are y'all calling from down south, around south, uptown, downtown, out of town? Where y'all from? Y'all from Pittsburgh? Y'all from Africa? Where y'all from? Big up to Shirley. Shirley's Temple. Interesting. Shirley's Temple. What's up, girl? How you doing? Big up to Andy G. Big up to Nikki Love 621. Big up to Phyllis Glenn. B-Style Kennels. What's up? I just shouted you out, sir. Big up to you. You and those bees that you got. We got to give them. And of course, big up to all of you. Sharifa. What's up, Martinez? Sharifa Martinez. RJ Joshua. Mama T. Verdi. ELMC. Amethyst Love. And of course, okay, I see them coming up. I see them coming up. Okay, I see them coming up. Before we bring the family up, I gotta run. Before I see you in the backstage, my brother. Don't worry, I see you in the backstage. But you know we gotta bring you on right and exact. So don't even try it yet. You try to sneak in on my backstage. Don't do it. Don't do it. But we gotta bring them up right and exact. We're gonna turn off. We're gonna mute our camera. We're just gonna put their picture in front of us. Okay, we're just gonna put their picture in front, and we're gonna play this music, and then we're gonna read their bio. I'm gonna read their bio. Okay. Now, family, if y'all don't know who these people are, I'm telling you, let me just introduce y'all through their music first, because I still got their CD. But since I found the snippets on YouTube, I'm gonna say I told them I was gonna play this and drop this, and then we're gonna drop it like it's hot, because my brother and his wife know how to throw down. So we're gonna throw down with some of the snippets. Let me put their poster up. Of course, they were supposed to be on yesterday, but hey, no day better than today, because today is a number 4 day. It's a number 13, and both of them is born on the 22nd. So this is the right day for them too. So let's bring on the music of the Duke of Tears. I said the Duke of Tears right now, right here on King Simon Presents.
What did I teach you?
You are Duke. No, you're a number one.
And the Duke of Tears ruled the lands of Evermore in splendor and peace, and awaited the firebird Phoenix, who arose from the east, and both worked in unison to forever slay the beast.
I collapse the kickstand on the right, the life. If I had to choose a path, I would choose the right. But your life makes right. I'm the type that you like. I bring the fire of the ages, resurrected the pages that was lost in the wreckage of what we created. I'm the boss, all the native appetite never sated. It's because I make the choice to resurrect with my voice and get your amplified and aim. Think you feel like a stand, so overpowered like a ram, treat your mouth like a tramp. I'm the lyrical. If I have faith in the knowledge, I'm the one to bring the light to the dark side of the sun, because I'm the one blasting rap like a gun, because I don't think the battle.
Oh, y'all don't know. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Got to go louder. Oh,
watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Another classic.
Another classic.
I'm trying to hear it.
Empress, you ain't never heard a sound like this. Yeah, that's hot. But what's this? We detective bust a shot and never miss. Hey, stupid tears. Empress, you ain't never heard a sound like this. Yeah, that's hot. But what's this? We detective bust a shot and never miss. Hey, that's the how it go for the king of disco. Always on the go, rain, hail, sleet, snow. The professional, very bilingual. Blow shit out the frame, aim at the stat quo. Till the ground with a whole R-U-S. The best, nevertheless, confess. Never blow my finesse unless the style of test molest. 50 shots to the chest can take a toll on the chest. The quest for the grail is stale. For the nails of the Christ and trite. Put the mighty in might. Albert Pike would turn over in his grave. To see the more rise from the ashes of the slave.
That's the family, man. Let me tell you, before we bring them on, man, let's read this bio real quick. Aseer, the Duke of Tears, is Amor, spiritual advisor, fine artist, writer, sculptor, teacher, lecturer, talented musician. He holds a doctorate in jurisprudence and with an emphasis on the practical application of moral science and metaphysics, and his beautiful wife, the one, the only Celina, the Empress of 10,000 years. I want to give them another well-deserved round of applause before we bring them on. The one, the only, my brother, your brother, the great one, Aseer, the Duke of Tears. Islam, Mo, Islam. I need you to turn up a little. I need your voice. Turn yourself up. I need some volume.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, right there. Yes, sir.
Excellent. How's everybody going?
Everybody's good, man. What's up, man?
Great. One day at a time.
One day at a time. Where's my Empress of 10,000 years at? Where's she at?
You know, she got to make her entrance. You know, we got to.
Oh. Well, I gotta have the applause button ready for it. That she playing.
Yes,
I just got out of the shower. To be honest.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We're just doing family stuff and working and you know, it's another day in the apocalypse, so we gotta try to get it all over.
Exactly.
I've been hoping.
Exactly, man.
Thank you for having
how's the young one? How's the young one, Amor? How's he doing?
Great. Praise Allah. He's doing great. He just turned 12. Leo's in the house. You know what I'm saying? He's doing
Another Leo.
Oh, yes, another Leo. Whoa, there she go. Let me get that round of applause for you, girls. Stop playing. You know, I got to put that round of applause. I can't just let you come in and sit there. Y'all don't know who this Empress of 10,000 years is, man. The one, the only. The one, the only. Celina. In the mother flipping building. In the mother flipping building. In the mother flipping building. Oh, and she born the same day as my sister, so that's a given right there. It's easy now. This is easy. How y'all doing, family?
You good, bro?
Thank you.
Great,
for having
man.
us
Thanks
on.
for having us on.
Yay! This is great.
Well, let me introduce you to Empress Aisha Amor. That's Empress Aisha Amor.
It's my-
Yes, greetings, family.
Beautiful.
Well, you know, I'm happy to see both of you are so strong and y'all still vibrant. I seen y'all on Brother Richard's show. I was like, yo, there they are. There they are. They turning up. They turning up. That's what I like.
Thank you, brother.
Unexpected as well, so it's just been a blessing. Would you like
Yes.
to do that?
This is
So you know, family, you know, and I want to say enough respect to that last broadcast you did about the whole thing with Jada and all that. I really that it made me start crying. That's how deep it was. And I mean, you know, because I've said it before. I got fondled by my cousins when I was young, female cousins when I was younger. I've said it on the air before. And, you know, people think that it's all right to deal with young boys or, you know, at an age of 8 or a certain age. You just got to, you know, be, you know, you got to protect our children. You got to protect our children nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And I respect what y'all do immensely. I watch you all the time. I watch what you're doing, and I like it. I love what you're doing, Sister Celina. Of course, you're yoga master yourself. You do yoga, and you got your own products. Also, we're gonna talk about that business because I got your websites and everything in here somewhere. So we're gonna make sure everything is all right. Let's talk about that business. All right, let's make this business pop. All right, y'all. Look at here. You see all this? Hold on, no worries. This is going to cover your face just a little bit. So I just want to make sure we big this up. Remember, if you want to link up to them and link up to Aseer on his website, www.aseerthedukeoftears.com. Don't forget www.gumroad.com. Aseer the Duke of Tears on YouTube. Don't forget his Cash App is $DS418. And also don't forget Sister Celina's the Empress of 10,000 years website is cordobaorganics.com. And don't forget the Cash App is $Cordoba Organics. And remember, on Facebook you can catch Aseer the Duke of Tears, but he's not on IG. But Celina is on IG and Facebook at celinacordobael. So let's get that out of the face real quick, so we don't want that blocking y'all face. And this is what we do on this little channel here, man. We just want to let that fade to black. It's gonna fade to black. That's what it does. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're here. We're here. How y'all doing, man? How's Florida treating y'all, man?
We love it, bro. Right there. Love it.
I'm looking for property out there right now. I'm looking for property.
To success out here as well.
Anyone that can escape from New York, I definitely support that.
Mm-hmm.
You can. You know what I mean? It's a great. I'm glad. Praise Allah. I was able to grow up there. You know,
right.
Not going to be able to have my children.
Experience
stuff that we experience.
Yes.
However, you know, when you get to a certain age, and then you have like, you know, more responsibility in terms of what you want to see manifest for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You start to realize, like, almost like open prisons, and everybody is trying to like kill itself to be the warden. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily want to live like that. Survival, there's more to survive living than just survival. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see something better for yourself, your life, you want to expand, and you want to be in a situation to be able to
right.
not always feel like somebody is about to, you know, rob you or
just longevity.
you know what I'm saying?
Also,
right.
given circumstances, and just addressing this whole thing of trauma-based energy, and just really rewiring our mainframe in terms of how we think about stuff like that. But really, it's not to say that New York is trauma-based or anything like that. It was wonderful. It's not like that at all. But I think that when you do experience certain stuff that we did, it's important to be able to recognize when it's time to be able to shift gears and to be out. When you lose that, New York is great. You have family, brownstone, a little bit of money, a little bit of connection. It's wonderful. But if you have lost family and you have lost your house and property, when you're like 18 trying to make it, paying rent and having to do that every year for a good, 20 years of your life, it can take a little longer for you to accomplish your goals because you don't have any communal support. And we talk about that, but at the end of the day, in the 20 plus years that we live in New York, the community support is you also not necessarily relying on the community for support. That's, to be honest, that's when it becomes really easy. We always were just trying to survive and pay rent and have a little extra, but when you don't have anything, nobody to guide you except the seedlings that were planted there from your parents' past. You're grateful to be able to carry on the tradition, but you then start to think, okay, how far is my dollar going to go here? We didn't inherit any brownstone. We didn't inherit any land. And to want to exist there in the way that I hope to live, it was getting difficult to just continuously live in a one bedroom and to be aware of what our given circumstances were. It's not to say I didn't think that we were going to make money, but in the immediate now, Aseer was very needed and wanted in New York, especially in around 2008. And I didn't really see a great prosperous future for us if we didn't leave New York. So that's what we did.
Yeah, it was just very hectic at the time. And at that time, like, people don't remember what it was like, or they remember, but they don't really, I think, reminisce on what it was like prior to this guy, what's his name, Barry Soetoro, Obama, president in New York. Like, the whole country was kind of like it is right now. It was about the powder keg, and then they threw the low ball with him. You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of like chilled everybody out for like 4 or 8 years. During that period, there was a lot of upheavals and a lot of things that were put into our community specifically to almost disenfranchise us from the benefit of having a quote unquote Black president. Because that's not really what we got. However, those of us in the conscious community who remember, we were basically the ones through our understanding of the metaphysical and spiritual aspect of that. That's, to me, what really got him in there, and that's why they had to get rid of the conscious community in that at that post, pre-Obama presidency. Because after that, that's when all of the crazy stuff started happening within the community and all of the divisiveness and all of that type of stuff. And it seemed like the more people, and then that's when they started to set up other things to disassociate from the power that we had built up prior to that. That's where TED Talks came from. That's where, all of these different white so-called metaphysicians and all of that, all of them really free music on the low. And they became mainstream. And then everything that, when we was being put through the fire, through our families, through our communities, through all of that, for going to these lectures, for building on these arcane subjects, now, everything that we talked about then is real. Everything that we have built on in terms of speculation during that period, was real. So I just want to give applause to all of us that didn't fall off, that didn't. That's right. There, and held it down and kept faith and realized and knew that you wasn't crazy.
Exactly.
When you're reading about, the RFID chips and the baby eating and all that type of stuff, like all of that type of stuff, all of that came out of the so-called conscious community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Post 2008. And then once the elders started leaving, you know what I'm saying? Brother Daoud, Underground, Bobby, know what I'm saying? All of that whackness that happened with Bobby, and then Phil going to do what he had to do, and then you had a whole crop of these new people that seemingly came out of nowhere, and then immediately you see like the algorithm supports them. Meanwhile, those are the people who have been in the field for all these years. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it, but this is now our time. Like we was the old people were the ones that were there when all of our peers were able to go into the upper echelon systems, and then almost had to watch. You know what I'm saying? These people reach these heights, but knowing that there was something about the situation, which is why we wasn't there, because a lot of us are more talented than those people.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't a competition, it was more a spiritual thing. What you are willing to deal with and handle and accept to get on, as opposed to that. And we're seeing all of this manifest, like what happened with Jaguar Wright. Big up to her. You know what I'm saying? Like we got stories like that. You know what I'm saying?
I just think it was really honorable. It's not necessarily popular to talk about subject matters that your peers and people that you've grown up with might not necessarily agree with you on, or might have a different opinion about. It's really, really interesting. At the end of the day, I was explaining to him that we grew up at a time where we wanted to respect everybody's decisions and not necessarily speak about certain things that took place personally within our lives, because that's just not the proper etiquette, number one.
Right.
Number two, we want to allow everybody to have, I'm looking at myself like that. We want to allow everybody, don't sit on the floor, because the floor is beautiful.
I need some volume too. I need some volume on your part. I need to hear y'all louder.
No problem.
Thank you.
I was going to bring the microphone, but come and sit right here. It'll be a lot. Just right here, puppy.
Oh, great. Thank you.
It'll be a little better.
Good.
I don't need to know. He's so sweet in getting me one.
Okay, hold on.
I really need to sometimes, these talks in our house, I'm not in the office, and I don't like sitting in a chair.
Okay, great. The sound much better.
All this and just pop it down.
There you go.
Okay.
So you guys can hear us a little bit better.
So yes, much better. Thank you very much. Before we go in a little bit more, let me tell the audience our history real quick, because I met y'all while I was hosting Cake Man Raven's event. Remember he used to have the block party?
Right.
That was like,
that was over 20 years ago.
I was the MC, and I seen y'all riding on these bicycles. And I said, look at the whole bicycle. There was some.
I used to laugh because those bikes, we didn't expect to be able to even get them. But when we had them, they really were how we got around, because we didn't have a car and we didn't always take the bus or the train. So, it kept us in shape. But not to interrupt you, it's just hilarious because those bikes literally became the almost like the staple of us being able to travel in New York.
No. Y'all had the most luxurious bikes. It was really stylish. Then I seen Supernova with one, and then I seen what's his name, Ali. And then I seen them with one. So I know y'all was like, I said, look at these brothers and sisters doing their thing. And then I'll see y'all riding up Fulton. And then I said, let's do a lecture, because I was trying to get back into the conscious. I was in the I was in the reggae world. I was doing my stuff at SOB.
That's why I met you first through my father.
Yes, he was on Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, he wrote for the Amsterdam News.
That's right.
Big up him, Charles Robinson.
That's right. May he rest in peace, man. And then y'all kind of ushered me right back in through you, Lloyd Strayhorn, Aton Edwards. Y'all ushered me back in 2007, 2008.
That's right.
And I just kept on moving. And I remember saying to you, I said that I don't know who to trust. You remember?
Yeah, man.
You remember I said that? I said I don't know who to trust. I'm just doing what I do. As a promoter, I don't know who to trust.
I watched how they would at times try to like position you in situations to garner like the opposite of what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
Like one time, remember one time we was going to do the lecture, and then we was going to do it, and then like the next day we found out somebody found out, and it was like they planned like 5 different lectures on the same day.
Yes.
And
Yes.
overnight, it would be stuff like
You were just saying something like that.
Please, sis, say what you gonna say. I couldn't hear you.
What you said? What you said?
He was saying something similar to that.
Yes,
you know, about booking his guests. You know, he like to keep it quiet because as soon as he mentioned it, they go somebody else try to book the same guest.
it's crazy.
But it builds character, and I really want to say that not only does it build character, but it allows you to see what paths people are on. Really, when I was expressing that, in talking about certain subject matters, it's not to say that you're gonna be loved or liked or respected. I, talked about Jada and Will because I was asked about it, and also it's something that really moved me. It's not wrong to talk about something or be present emotionally if something moves you, period. We're now in a state where so much of our emotions are being controlled and really monitored that I've just taken a step back to really pay attention and to listen, and also just to do a lot of work behind the doors. But all this to say is that I must have pissed off so many women that were kind of cool with me. I don't remember what my opinion is, because I'm not somebody that's going to judge you if I know you in reality, or say, hey, that's, you're a little off for this or that. If you're happy in doing it, that's great. I'm really one that's like, if it makes you happy, wonderful. It's just, I kind of started to be aware that a lot of my morality or certain causes that I believed in, not to say these are my morals and everybody should share that. No, it's just to say that I keep a lot of my moral code private and to myself, because it's not my intent to hurt someone or to be like, you're wrong for practicing or doing this or that. It's just in my inner circle, I'm very aware of certain energy. And, a lot of women, 43, 44, my age, I know are dating 20-year-olds, or even when I was, 35, might have been dating a 21-year-old or a 19-year-old. And, a couple of girls called me like the day after the show that I hadn't heard from in years. But, it's to say, I'm not talking about you. It's just, if you want to date somebody that's 20 years younger than you, go for it. It's just, I might have a conversation at the dinner table in my house about how, I'm not really going to hang out with you anymore because it just feels wrong. And I think that some people realize, oh, that's why we don't. No, I'm not, I don't care about who you sleep with or what makes you happy. It's just that when certain moral clauses are totally broken, it just, I detach and just become quiet, because we don't live in a society where there is any communal here, or any accountability. I've watched women just be hard to men, and women don't be like, yo, sis, that was a little harsh, or, woman that ran the man over because he broke up with, was cheating. Like, no one's stepping up and being like, that's wrong. How many women are brokenhearted? How many women are actually raising their daughters like Selah Marley? How many mothers are in pain like Lauryn Hill? Like, this is not a game right now. Our children are really suffering. People are really screaming to be heard. And I find myself becoming more private, because being able to talk with people one-on-one is of greater service than doing things that might make it seem as though I need the attention, or every thought is shared on Twitter. So I practiced the last 5 years not sharing any thoughts on Twitter, just to do the opposite based on the energetics of the world. Sometimes I do stuff like that, but it's not to
So Celina, hold on 1 second before both of y'all are, I admire your relationship over the years, and just holding on after all y'all been through, because I've heard some of the stories y'all have told me, and you've said it online. How do we reunite the family? And then after that question, I think Sister Empress Aisha want to ask y'all a question, but how do we reunite the family with integrity again? Please, both of you can give me that answer.
In my humble opinion,
yes, sir.
We have to both, as so-called men and women, because now you can't even use words like that, because our own people are caught up in what other people's definitions of that. When to us, a man and woman has always been a man and woman. But that's neither here nor there. I think they both have to equally admit that we are equally responsible and equally not responsible for everything that has happened. That you are just as damaged as me. That me as a man is just as damaged as you as a woman. And we have then damaged our children by fighting amongst each other to just so that way we could be right in the eyes of other people. To promote other people's agenda as opposed to our family's agenda. We have to get to the point, in my opinion, that we go totally for self. You understand? Yes. You, out of all the time that we have existed on this planet or in this landmass, the only time we had like a respite between ourselves was prior to everybody else coming in 1492. Prior to that, after that, we have been dealing with what everybody else's so-called nationality that came out of ours has told us that we need to do. So because we are the only individuals who will allow themselves to be paired with other individuals. Like if I want the best beef I can get, per se, I'm not going to breed this cow with a donkey. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep the cow and the cow together to get the best honey. I'm not going to take a wasp and a hornet. You know what I mean? To cross pollinate and create wasp hornet honey. I want bee honey. So if that's what I want, I have to go to the root of what it is. Like if I eat a raisin, right, my body turns it back to a grape before I digest it. So what that means is that nothing that is artificial can exist in a natural state. Therefore, anything natural that exists in an artificial state is always under attack. You understand? So because they have us believing, they have our people believing that she is my problem, just like they got her believing I am her problem. But everybody else around the world has based their problems, has based their identities and stuff like that off of stuff that we forgot. Understand? Like, think about this. There was no Morocco over there in 1956. It was over in North Africa, right? I'm just using this as an example. There was no Morocco over there. But our people here in America was flying the Moroccan flag in 1913. So what happened? Just like most of the countries that we are now trying to repatriate to, our grandmothers is older than countries. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, why are we always going to somebody else trying to get away from the mess that we both have made just by not accepting the best or the worst we have become, based upon the fact that we have not controlled our own destiny since 1492. And we have no Black Caucus plan on that. We have this can be traced back to everything that's also happening with the children, because the children represent the future. They are the physical representation of what can be. So if you alter that or molest that or eat that or do whatever you're going to do to that, what do you think is happening to the future? Because these are souls that are supposed to inhabit a certain time frame in the future. You understand? Therefore, if they're gone, that future that could have been does not exist. So therefore, there is nothing more important right now than what's happening with the children, because everything, the money, the sex, the drugs, the molestation, the pedophilia, everything revolves around them. Because nobody told us that the children are the currency that has been fueling white supremacy since the beginning of the onset of it. And so instead of us as parents, as men, as women, as grandmothers or whatever, we are willing to put our fraternal relationships above our family. We are willing to put our jobs above our family. We are willing to put our boys, right? Bros before hoes, all of this type of stuff. Where did that mentality come from? These are all orchestrated things that were manifested from, thank you, baby, from Hollywood, yes. But Hollywood, what we never understood and what we're understanding now is that Hollywood is just another part of the military industrial complex. It's the entertainment industrial complex. And that, yes, movies sets the trends. And then we now want to be that because we think that's money, right? And therefore we give up the basic aspect of what is the most important, our future, who is our children. But we were raised from a mentality that we were supposed to believe that we were all slaves. So it's okay to beat and brutalize your child. You understand? It's okay to lock the child up in the closet. It's okay children should be seen and not heard. You understand? All of that was slave stuff, right? That what they say is Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
But what? Willie Lynch didn't even exist. That was a story created. You understand? To show the horrors of the situation, but people then began to use that as like the basis of what it was, which wasn't the point.
Right.
Where they actually made them real. You see what I'm saying? All from a story that was an allegorical story that was given by an original man to our people to get them to see what I'm saying. What you gotta say, bro?
Absolutely. And from macro to the micro, I think that it can be, you know, sometimes I talk to people and I'm grateful for Aseer's wisdom, and then, you know, also to be aware that there's a yin to that yang, or there's water to that fire. So for me, it's to say, you know, well, how do we preserve our sanity? How do we start to recognize things that might be a little bit mentally skewed? How do we start to be able to create a delineation between the things that are healthy for us and ourselves and the things that don't feel good and that are unhealthy? And then almost like really, you know, it's like, well, how do you preserve the family? How do you think? How do you bring it back? What it is, you know, it's not just ourselves. Like sometimes I do wish that I had the cousins and the grandparents and all of this, because that's what I was grown up under and with. So it is the imprint that I remember. But as we are evolving, things change. Those people have passed. My mother passed, so my cousins dwindled. My grandmother passed, so those things dwindled. So now I left with to have the seeds to begin to celebrate whatever family, or how is someone going to respect me that represents this clan when the clan is gone? So now we start to think about, you know, what makes us approachable in life, what makes us wise, what makes us somebody want to see a mother in us, for all these things. And what do women feel that we're lacking? You know, it's very simple. Like Aseer's amazing at being like this, and then I want to come in like this, just to be like, create a list of the people that don't honor the tenets of your family, whether it be the diet that you are raising your kids on, little small shit, homeschooling, vaccinations. Sometimes we want to hold on to people and things because they remind us and are memories of greatness, but what is this emotional memory bringing up? Are these traumatizing experiences that I'm creating, or are they things that are external, right? And then we go, wow, things that happened to me, they didn't really happen to me. These things happened to my family, and then they affected me. So creating a separate list of these, because again, this whole world is about trauma-based experiences and avoiding them, when really those experiences are what make us unique and special. And we need to stop thinking about them as trauma, when really that's the white man's word on how to describe things that happen to us that they don't really understand. That might be, or might be just, you know, too complex, too dramatic. And I'm getting warm because just because something is dramatic doesn't necessarily mean that it's trauma-based. So I don't think when people are like, well, that's a trauma-based experience, why are we using language that doesn't really describe who we are? We're not trying to hurt each other. So why do we use the word trauma-based? And if there are people that are trying to hurt you, then that's a clear list of what you can stay away from. And these lists can be people like your sister, your father, your mother, and that's hard. It's hard to divorce yourself from things that you think make you normal. And what has been engendered to us as women is having a man that is in a good relation with his mother. That's normal. Having a marriage or being in a space where you can even have a wedding and invite people, that's normal. Having a baby shower, that's normal. All these things that are normal, What happens if those things don't happen for you? What does that constitute you as? Or, the blended family. We always hear about the great ones. What about the children that are kept from their father for 15 years, as though he's in prison? And physically, shotguns, there's no family help, there's no communal help, because again, the court is actually there to support the separation and the heartache of the Black family. So, that's hard to say because everybody's different. I'm sure there's some men that are really, really bad, but there's also some men that have just been kept from their children and that have been really hurt emotionally. So how is that affecting the children? How is that here, Celina? And I'm thinking because just to have an opportunity to talk about stuff outside of yoga and products is great. I don't do yoga on screen anymore because I think that it's important to start to value the things that we love. And if we're always doing it in front of a camera, then how is it a private practice, or how is it that you're able to download when that camera sometimes is the thing that creates the chaos, that you have to end up doing it for. So, to just do 90 days of yoga for yourself and not have a camera on you. To make cameras, you talk about making them. Or, again, to be aware of the things in our families that we actually are carrying on because they're just tradition. And why? Why are we doing those things? Because we get scolded if we don't have relationships with our grandparents. We get scolded by the community if people see us solo. We get, she's cool, but if her family ain't fucking with her, then why should I? All of these things are very important. And then it goes back to, again, who is disrespecting the tenets of your family, even if that's just you. Your family could be you. People for years, they have a child, they have women. These things are hurting women. Heartache, somebody that cheats on you. Where are women emotionally that they're taking this hurt to such extreme to actually create trauma now? So, to rewire what we're talking about, to not necessarily use language-based words that trigger, and when I say trigger, it's not the trigger that's like, but it brings up something like, let me not bring that up, because now I'm not going to talk about anything that's wrong, because now you might not like me, when really those are the things that make you. You never know what room to enter, what room not to, who to trust. Certain things that happen to us, those are our individual journeys. And for people, whether you're in Missouri or you're in the bricks of Detroit, we all have something to contribute. And I think that a lot of us are in pain because we're lying to ourselves and to each other, and don't hold each other accountable. Got the most dissed when I first met him, and was like, what? You're being kept from your kids? And then no one was saying anything. His mother didn't care. Nobody cared. It's like, why should I be more invested than your own mother? Why should I care about your daughter's mental well-being if her mother doesn't? And then this is what happens to us as family. Then she ain't my child, so it's not my business. And then we get these hurt little girls and these hurt children and these hurt boys that have been kept, but they have, they probably going to be mad at mommy when she's the one that's taking care of me, right? But really, that's not taking care. Keeping your child from the other parent is a form of abuse that is so deep and is so horrible. But I know so many women that stopped being friends with me because I supported him in saying, hey, whatever happened, ladies, it's wrong to do what you're doing. Well, fuck her, put her in jail, cut a tire, slash your face. Like, this is what is happening in the world. When you do speak up for something, so then don't say nothing because you won't get jailed, you won't get hurt. So now you're actually in fear, and that's the trauma. Thinking what's going to happen to you if you say, "Hey, love, you're homegirl," but it's been like 3 years. You didn't pick up the phone to speak to your baby daddy yet. Like, sometimes I wonder what environments people exist in that support this type of mentality. So, that's a huge jump. I'm saying you got to create lists and be like, you know what? I'm definitely not one that's going to enable. And what is enabling? All these things. There's no language. There's no dictionary on what these things are in our community, because we're learning all these metaphysical terms now. White people that are using trauma-based words to create doubt and make us feel as though something's off, when really 98% of our problems are primarily based in given circumstances where we live, environmental and financial. So then, it's people that are wealthy, the metaphysics and the power of the secret is so easy because there is no strife with the environment. There isn't any conflict with, getting in your car and going grocery shopping. This is all financial. These are financial things as well. So it's not to say that people in inner cities or inner communities like colonialism and trauma and, we're yes, a lot of our families are fucked up, but why? Why? How did they get there? Most of the time, it's because nobody wanted to check a nigga or a bitch on some shit they was doing to really fuck shit up.
That direct.
Sorry, not that. Yes.
It's all right. Let Empress Aisha ask a question, please. Ask that question, please. Thank y'all very much. That was powerful as usual, Celina and Aseer.
8 minutes.
Go ahead.
I know I have 2 questions, and this could be your answer could be a bit will probably be extended if but just bear with me. The one thing I want to know is, based on what you said, what do you think that some of the solutions? What are the solutions? Like a few, like give us like 3 solutions that you feel like that can help heal our community and make us better. Just like
3 simple solutions.
I think she said simple. Yeah, simple.
But you know what I mean? Just like just something.
When you think about simple, there is really no simple, because if I say diet, then it goes into financial, and then if I go into finance, it really isn't finance. It's really emotional responsibility and being like, what are the things, like what defines me outside of this space, outside of these things around me, outside of the things that are material. The solution is to spend less time around people. Number 1. The second is to spend more time thinking about or trying to find out what is having us disgruntled or you feel is missing in your life. If it's finance, it's a whole other thing. If it's emotional, that's almost a little easier. Most people's shit is emotional. So the solution is to get off of pharmaceutical drugs that are altering our matrix and our genetics. Because that's easier than a diet, like getting off meat. I'm thinking like this, but then I gotta go like that, bringing it down. It doesn't matter, because a diet doesn't constitute who you are. It's to really think about like the next solution. Not allow other people to raise your children. Not allow, and that means don't send them to school, because 8 hours of the day is in school. That means school is raising your children. So if there are 3 solutions, get off pharmaceuticals. No aspirin, Tylenol, nothing, because then I could throw in the herbs and other shit in there. No, nothing. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to curse as well. The second is, again, what I just said. It's difficult to say to someone, how do you do that? Like, wow, I can't raise my children on my own because I have to go to work. I can't do this. I have to maintain that. I have to have them in school, because where else am I going to put them? It's to literally say, what can I negate out of my life that's keeping me from being a direct source to my family and things. That might mean you have to be broke for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
It is. I'm sorry. No, I don't even. I was just saying, because when you're broke for a while, you start to appreciate things that do you well. Then you start to think of, okay, how can I use this time to create wealth that's going to be long lasting? Because really going to a job is great, but what if that gets interrupted? What if I get fired? What if all of these what ifs? So to find a balance between that reality and this one, that's difficult. It's hard to tell someone you're going to have to just give up a lot of the stuff that you've been thinking is supporting you emotionally, and then you'll start to see what you're holding on to, what you're enabling, what you're entertaining that you don't need. And that's difficult because that goes back to discipline. So really the three solutions is discipline. Discipline is number one, meaning waking up every day, cleaning your house, riding your bike. If you're not outside, doing 20 minutes of yoga. Discipline, active, cleaning, cooking, tangible discipline. Discipline, and then everything else will kind of fall into place. Let me be good for a while so that I can really be rich, so that my kids can be home, so that I can not feel like I have to rely on the hospital, the doctor, the insurance company, my friend, the neighbor, the church, my grandma. When you can eliminate all those things and just really be autonomous, it starts to rise. But when you do that, it's going to be an emotional vomiting. Like the same way you fast from certain shit, you're going to have to fast from feeling as though you need to be on the phone every week. You're going to have to fast from feeling as though, you understand? And that's hard to tell people to do because that's what 99% of society is made up of these communal things we've trained ourselves to feel as though we need in order to exist. But they're crutches and you don't really need them. And once you start to eliminate them, God will reward you with long lasting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, everything we're dealing with is coming from lack of knowledge of ourselves because we generationally been miseducated. And so as much as education is the solution, it's also the problem because everybody that's educated or educating themselves is educating themselves with false information. And they are educating themselves with the education of the occupier, meaning the person that put us all in the situation in the first place, which again is on a metaphysical level, our collective lower self. You know what I'm saying? But then on a actual literal level, we're dealing with a perpetual state of welfare that our people have been stapled to in I would say since for the past 243 years, but in our lifetime, I would say since the birth of the women's right movement, because everything that was happening prior to that was about one moving, taking away the economic base of any so-called original people's community that was autonomous from anybody else. So they always talk to you about Black Wall Street, right? What they don't tell you is that there were people out there, our people out there, native to the land, that was producing 3,000 barrels of oil a day. You understand? A day, where most of these things that we think was built by the people, they didn't do anything but just put their name on it. Yeah, just like the situation that always happens. You know what it was? There was a thing that happened back in the days where we realized that we were never going to allow them to have total dominion in the world. What they did was they offered a degree of us. They offered almost free citizenship to anybody that would basically perform in their own people. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, even though our people had more than the people offering these, there was the dissatisfaction amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? Because people act like we didn't have no conflict with each other till the white man came. That's not true. You had Greeks, Massachusetts, Yamasi, you had, you know what I'm saying? And all of that would be considered black on black crime today. But these were nations going against each other here because we were going through a epoch of time where we would be totally inept or devoid of our communal relationship. And everybody since then has benefited from that disharmony. And so integration, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who believes that there's a difference between, you know, Biden and Obama or whoever, anybody who believes there's a difference between a Republican or a Democrat, anybody that is using or holding on to aspects of this society that have already been proven to be totally false.
Right, that's true.
These are the people who are creating the reality that is causing the suffering. Because when we were coming up in the 80s, we heard little things about Catholic priests, you know what I'm saying?
little here and there, they touch and touch and touch. And then by the 90s, it was like an explosion, right? It was like, oh, all these Catholic priests have to faith. But you know what? They was doing that from the 1400s. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's their religion. So you can't persecute somebody whose religion tells them to do that. Because you wouldn't want somebody coming in. You see what I'm saying? This is how the white man logic goes. So it puts you in this pseudo devil's advocate position that then, because you are a human, you want to take somebody else's purview into your account so you don't come off like that. But nobody else does that. The only people on the planet that's still doing that is us, where we take everybody else in account for what they say. Look at Nick Cannon. Look at what happened to him. That's a perfect example of a humiliation castrato ritual. You understand what I'm saying? Then to add also to injury, he then want to give them money, right?
Yeah.
Then on top of that, then he come out, put his foot in his back again, and then say, "Oh, my grandfather was a Spanish rabbi." You know what a Spanish rabbi is? Amor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what it really is. But what I'm saying is, you're looking at an individual who was never conscious like that, who was never gonna actually do anything for y'all other than have Wild 'N Out come on every other day. Because that's you cannot have one foot in the mainstream and then the other foot in the underground. It don't work like that. You either paying one or you being extorted by the other. And now you know. So what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, is that's the problem. Y'all put these people on pedestals. Beyonce just do a video and put on different costumes and clothes, and then all she got to do is put it on the internet, and then everybody else defends who and what she's talking about. She don't ever have to open her mouth and say nothing. So you don't really know what any of these people think, what they are, what they really sound like, what they really look like. But you are willing to cap and base your whole existence on it, meaning cut off members of your family and things like that for a person who don't care about you enough not to create imagery that would not turn your daughter or make her think that stripping was a viable lifestyle option. Like that's something that is just on the same par as being a doctor or an architect or something like that. This is what you see. The thing is, just like the National Black Caucus right now is promoting the Equality Act. These are the same people that have promoted Kamala Harris to y'all. All right, marking her like she's something that she's not after she done locked up more people than Jim Crow. These people are pushing this Equality Act that essentially is going to make pedophilia unprosecutable. And these are black people, so-called Democrats and Republicans down with that. But everybody hate the one who they elected president or took the presidency because his whole thing is about what? The children. That's my thing. My thing is the main problem with the so-called community is we don't care enough about the children. You are willing to sit there and watch the police pull guns on children, and y'all just gonna sit there and hold the camera, throw the phone at them. These are children. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we as humanity, I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care what color you are. If you against what's happening to children, we can work together. We may not work side by side, you know what I'm saying? But we can work in coordinated efforts like Homeboy doing and shutting down 3,000. Do you understand that since this man has become president, over 500,000 pedophiles, which then shows that they all are connected? And nobody in our community is talking about this. You know why? Because our community is supporting it. Because guess where all of these children that get molested to be turned gay and transgender, they come from heterosexual people who are acting heterosexual or whatever and molesting them.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
You understand?
Remember that they used to have those church.
Yeah, they used to have the Yogi Bear thing, and the Yogi Bear practice. You have all these different. Yeah, they had these little pseudo white Mormon type programs where they take
to our communities, like
just in the communities.
And even in this stuff,
we have no protection in our communities.
And I love your solution because it's about yourself. but then how do you give somebody knowledge of self that A doesn't know that they don't have knowledge of themselves, and B, like part of this, what I realized is so what we have seen, it's timing. When your spirit is ready, you were going to say that, right, love? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Empress.
Oh, I thought she was going to say something. I'm sorry.
She had a question. She do have a question. Yes.
Yes, I do have a question.
I'm like,
okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me. My mind is like, everything we're speaking about, my mind just really traveling while I'm looking.
That's why I'm like, please, go ahead.
So, okay. Now I do know one solution, and one good solution is actually having a good partner in life, a life partner.
Yes.
You two seem to be a very beautiful, not seem, but you two are a very beautiful have a very beautiful partnership. And for the younger people, for the younger generation, they don't know how to spot that someone. And sometimes they just need someone just to give them how do you know that you found the one? Or, how do you know you found the right life partner?
You need to ask questions from the beginning. One thing about me and her in the beginning, from first day, I told her everything I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And we were friends first because we came up. I met her at Deprez at a fundraiser at Deprez house, and then we were good. And then we were part of this thing that they had, this collective they used to have for Africa Unite, which turned into some other thing. But regardless,
so one day, then I went to Mexico. I came back and he was at this crib.
Yeah, like
we spoke a little bit, and he was like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Celina Cordova." He's like, "Oh, we're in Cordova." He's like, "You know your people?" And so he's like, and I was like, "R." It was like one of those moments, and he was like, "Are you Amor?" And I was like, "I am," but this was in 1999. Nobody even asked me that ever. Yeah. So I was like, "Word." My whole family, we're Moors, for real, for real. So he was like, "Wow, I've never actually met one." So we started talking that evening. Long story short, though,
that day
I was not into it because he had 2 baby mamas and 2 kids.
Right.
2 big red flags that I wanted to stay away from.
So, that's why I didn't even want to do it. I didn't want her to deal with these questions.
Red flags were so powerful. And, okay, you asked, how do you know? I'm going to keep it ultra. It's timing. You can meet a lot of great people and have feelings and stuff, but if that person doesn't recognize the light in you or what you guys might be able to accomplish together, then it's not going to really go down. Like for example, you can be invested in something and tell someone that, but if they're not invested in it in the same way or have a simple, grow into that investment in the same way, then you're going to be, all your cookies are going to be in that basket, whether it be emotionally or energetically, meaning okay, I know, but at the same token, I'm just going to keep this energy open and see what may come. That's difficult because it's timing. A guy has to really be like, yo, I'm feeling you the same way you're feeling him. And that comes with a little vulnerability. And right now, it's a little difficult. I meet a lot of great young people, and sometimes they're afraid to make that commitment because one person seems as though they're more emotionally involved or investing in the other. But the trick, ladies, is that we will never know and we'll never be able to gauge, like with a thermometer, the level of emotional investment. All we're going to know is how this person treats us, how loyal they are, if they make mistakes, because people do. How is their comeback after the mistake? Are they willing to be like, yo, I wanted to get away with this, but I did, and now I feel bad about it? Are they going to do it again? Are they not?
I think also people need to be honest about where they come from. You know what I mean? Like our families, our problem too is that as individuals, men and women, we came from the era of children should be seen and not heard. So there's a whole aspect of our family history. You know how many people could have not been molested by Uncle Stephen or Uncle Peter if Auntie Phil and Auntie Mildred would have told you that that's not to do, instead of just saying, don't go in there with him. Like, that's not enough. You need to tell people. You need to stop enabling people in your family that are abusing your family. If anything, those are the people in the family that, if they cannot be helped, have to be ostracized. You understand?
There's a lot of
off top. There's no, all the key, what happens is we all got brainwashed off of Christianity. So
they have all of this extra forgiveness for people that don't deserve it. And then the people that do deserve it, they always chastise or cast out. But those people usually break out themselves. Saying they usually bounce themselves because they know.
Absolutely. I'm shaking my head, yes.
And then what happens is the people, after it comes out that everything, the reasons that you left was legitimate and that you was righteous in your grievance and all of that, do these people ever come back?
No.
And say, yo, you know what, you was right about blah, blah, blah. No. What do? They find other people that don't like you either, and then they start commiserating, and now it's a whole hating sewing circle of people that's hating on you, all because they weren't strong enough to cast out the part. What does it say? Thine eye offend you, pluck it out. They are not strong enough to say, no, it's not right that you do that. No, I'm not going to give you this money to go buy them drugs. No, I'm not going to tolerate you staying out and having sex with all these women and having these babies not taking care of them. Like, we're equally responsible. And what I keep seeing is this tennis match of the males trying to say, oh, well, this is why I'm only with white girl. Well, this is why I'm gay. Well, this is why I'm trans. Well, this is why I don't mess with things. This is why I just have sex with women. Boom. Then they go back to the female. See, this is why I only be with white men. This is why I only do this. But who I hear a lot of things. The white man, the white woman, the economy, right? Whatever religion you paying, right? The government for the divorce that you gotta get, or the breast implants you buying, or the butt shots that you getting, or the transgender surgery that you paying for. You have to be a white supremacist
to rely
that much on the same system that you say is patriarchal.
But that's
how you go into the patriarch to get a surgery, that's turning you into something else. So basically, you want me to accept you as you are now when you couldn't accept yourself as you were.
Exactly.
You want me to do something for you that you couldn't even do for yourself. And then if I don't do it, something's wrong with me. You know what that means? Mind control.
And
brainwashing.
That's real
gaslighting.
That's real gaslighting.
White supremacy. Rape. You understand? That's what it is. And that's what they're doing.
You're right.
Because you know what? When we put on the fez and the turban and walk around, everybody, oh, how you think you could just be that? What you mean? If
you could be a trainee, I could be me.
Into a whole other nationality that was already there for me.
Exactly.
But then when you do that, that's a problem.
Because that's actually a substance. Everything we talked about is cosmetic. And I was like, oh, but that's cosmetic. I can still be, select. It's like, yeah, but what if they put diodes or some type of marker in all breast implants? So as much as I might, even think now, I did laundry, all my delicates are still damp. I didn't want to put on a thing. But in my head, I'm not support. But they're real. They're mine. So at the end of the day, I'm used to, and that feels good because I know, God forbid, they put something in these implants. Let's say some of these girls still want to be natural, but now they have a radioactive whatever in their implant. Since 1986, they've been putting.
Well, Celina and Aseer, since y'all speaking on that, let's go to your products now, because I know you have some natural products.
Get off, because what did I do all day before I came inside here? I had products on me, in my hair, on my. I was like, what time does it start? He was like, no, I said, I have an hour because I have to go back to work.
I understand. I want to big up those products, big up your website, big up this crystal infusion therapy. Please talk about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been using it, Simon, and when we say invent something,
yes,
I'm going to take credit. My problem in my family is that I don't necessarily take credit for certain things that I do really well based on my upbringing. And then, so I'm trying to own and be like, striving to own that and be like, yes, I did create that. That is I did. But the reason why I say that is because as soon as I did, years later, you see it everywhere. But to say crystal infusion therapy, it did start for me right after I had Amor in 2009, because I started soaking and doing a lot of stuff that Sister Hafiza, she's a woman that passed away. She was like somebody that would tell me little stuff, and I've met a lot of women throughout life, and they're all passed. Sister Myra and Sister Hafiza were two women that I really was grateful. And Myra, Myra would talk me down through the dirt.
Yep.
But the reason why Myra didn't like me is because I'm gonna keep it ultra with y'all. She loved me. What she didn't like was that I told her and would remind her of her health. Any woman over 450 pounds that I met, I was trying, it's like watching the Tribe Called Quest documentary with this guy and and he was like, I wanted him to, eat healthier and take care of himself. But what I was actually doing was making him allergic to the idea and reminding him of what he needed to do. And that drove him batty with me. I don't, I love this. I love where people are, but where Myra was, based on her brilliance, she was just a woman. I'm gonna go back to the lotion. She was a woman that I just was like, okay, we did all this today. Now let's go for a walk around the park. Let's do a brisk, whatever. And some people that deal with extreme obesity really don't like you in their life if you're reminding them that they can do stuff every day. So shout out to Myra, because now she jokes all the time. And she, I would tell her, in order to be here to see all this, you won't be in 5 years if you don't do. And I think that was too much. So thank you, Myra, for teaching me how to back off and how to let people kill themselves if that's what they want to do.
Hey, Celina, hold on. Somebody asks about your products. What do you recommend for eczema for your products when they come to your website? What do you recommend?
Lemonade, acai cinnabon, coffee bomb, foy, Rosemary's Baby for your hair, for your skin, Rose Alchemy, Calp Help, and they go, I love a person that reads and does a little investigative research.
Right.
You want to have it be overwhelming for people, the website, but I also didn't want to limit myself to 2, 4, or 6 products when I was meeting people and experiencing stuff in life that I wanted to actually manifest in my physical reality. When I didn't have money, I couldn't bring certain things to fruition. But the more that I've worked, I kept putting $5 every day, $5 every day that I made aside, so that by the end of the month, I could pay for a new label and invest in a new product. So I'm sorry if it seems overwhelming, but that wasn't my intent. My intent was to expand on something that I didn't feel existed in the world. So literally the last 5 years, I have not been on Twitter or social media. I post to not act like I'm not alive, but I try not to read and search and do everything because it takes me away from being able to stay creative. So I created about 50 products on my own, and I am grateful for the experience, but a lot of this comes from what I was talking about, choosing to be distracted, choosing to say, wow, no one's calling. Well, maybe you should take this as a blessing in disguise, and instead of trying to connect with people that are in New York when you're in Miami, or connect, like maybe God is telling you that you're not supposed to have any of this extra social stuff right now. It's not to say I have a community of people now based on what I've created, but I wanted to create something to have a conversation with someone rather than use metaphysics or tarot readings or a GoFundMe or whatever. So no negation of that. It's just me, Celina. After losing my mom, very difficult. I was 19. Very difficult for me to ask for help from anybody. So it's something that I still am working with. I ask him for help, but I really will go to a shelter before I go and ask someone to stay on their couch.
And millions of people like us like that. It's a lot of us.
And that's not good. That's not something to celebrate. But to me, now I've learned. So all of that to say, I wanted to have something outside of yoga that didn't require my body, for me being physical in front of the camera. Because you got to say to yourself, I don't have the archetype body type that everybody is stressing to get. So this is going to work for me in social media the way that it does others. I'm not thick hipped. I don't have big this and, not to say big, but I'm not the archetype that is usually celebrated in yoga now. So I wanted to keep things that I really valued, like I said, off of mainstream. So I just took a lot of time by myself, whether Amor doing his homeschool, let me some products. So I'm grateful for the existence and thank you guys for supporting it.
You want to add on to something?
Yeah. Because you got like several pages. You got anything for children also on there for babies?
So much for children. Victory
Wow.
Roses for children. Leo
Wow.
honey based. All of my cleansers are gel based.
Okay.
I do everything. Nothing is
Shea,
no
paraben,
perfume, no fragrances, no shea butter. I have a big thing against shea butter,
I
but
understand.
not to deter people from using it. It's just to say that all of the butters that I use for my scar tissue on my knees, for my surgery on my foot, I literally started soaking stuff in crystals when I was like 17 because I read that might bring some. Also, Russia, the mineral baths. I started doing a whole lot. Plus, my great grandfather started the first bathhouse in Spain. So I always was in steaming and bathhouses. And if you knew me at 15, 16, that's where I was at the Russian Turkish bathhouse in New York. That's how I got to be cool with Supernova. Funny enough.
Supernova, yeah, they was out there all the time. Yes.
We were 14, and I was the only girl that went there that wasn't attracted to him. So I put that out. But not everybody's attracted to certain people. And we would steam. And all of it to say, I started crystal infusion therapy in 2006. I LLC'd it in 2008. But it didn't really become popular. People would literally write me and be like, why is there a crystal in my lotion? And I'd be like, this is too much. So I refined a lot, but no shea butter, horsetail, macadamia, cherry. There's no marketing team. Sometimes I used to 8 years ago look at stuff and be like, I'm not going to get there because I don't have this and that. Don't do that. Whether it's a t-shirt or a book, anything, you just have to really believe in it. And I believe in my stuff so much because it's all I use on my hair, in my own body, for my son, for him. So I always said to myself, even if nobody buys it, I'm gonna still use what I make.
I love that I love that you got the zodiacs and everything going on. I'm looking through it right now. I'm looking through the website right now.
And I wanted to start a zodiac in January just to invite new energy in. And also because I couldn't afford it before. So I wanted, again, every month, instead of buying like anything for myself, I've invested all of what I make back into stuff. So 50 plus products now. Shea butters, not in any of them. It's horsetail, macadamia, avocado, cherry, pomegranate. For babies, there's over 10 products for babies. For your face, there's I have all of them here. If I turn back, Cow Palp is excellent. Beets and Roses. Nothing is made with Castile soap. A lot of people use Castile soap on their face and body, and it's really too stripping. No Castile soap stuff. All of it is the base olive pomace. I can go into the ingredients, but really, that's why the website is there.
I mean, let me send people to the website. That's
boring. I don't want people like, and then this and the coffee bomb. It's for people can kind of figure it out, but really say that my stuff doesn't feel like anybody's that's out there. I know that. I used to invest and I was like, this is not working after 3 weeks. My face is breaking out. I've used my products on my skin and my hair for so long now, and I very rarely, I don't break out on my skin anymore. Loofah brushes are there, not loofah, dry skin brushes, loofahs, oyster loofahs are there now. I have stuff on my website that I don't even have on Instagram, or I haven't advertised yet because it's been moving. And what's great about it is that I can literally say that I don't outsource from anything. Like I'll get my base butters from stuff, but I don't have to outsource from anything because I took the time to create all of the recipes on my own. And that's one thing I'm proud about. You knew my grandma or myself where I was raised. People always have their stories with their grandmas and stuff, but if you knew where I grew up in Brooklyn, but my grandmother was the illest chef, and she was like real with it. You know what I'm saying? There was at least 60 people in our house every weekend. This was on Granite Street, the dead end, right off of Bushwick and Aberdeen. This is Village Park. My grandmother was Panamanian, the lightest skinned woman you'll ever see that had the darkest everything and was the darkest everywhere. And I would watch her cook. I grew up with my grandmother and my grandfather and my mom. My father was in the military. He was a gunny sergeant for 23 years. Didn't have it all together, but my mom wanted to hold the family together. but then he became really kind of wasn't abusive. So
Right.
she bounced, moved to Brooklyn with my sister and myself. We grew up with my grandparents. My grandmother passed in church from an aneurysm. 2 years later, my mother was killed from being over anesthetized
Wow.
at the hospital for special surgery, the
Wow.
same hospital my grandmother worked at. So all of it to say, when she passed, I was in college. And that's really when the health thing kicked in for me, because I had knee surgery when I was 14 from dislocating my patellas in volleyball and one in ballet. Literally, kneecaps slipped out their sockets in my thighs. So my journey of trauma-based stuff really was not that. It taught me to value my body. It taught me that not everything I can jump and fly through the air. I humbled myself. It kept me probably out of a lot of situations I could have been in because I was always physical therapy. And I created CBD line oil to the point that I got my state, whatever, to get the CBD stuff so that I could just make the CBD product. But every product has a story. And rather than bore people with that, I literally am grateful. But, also want to say, if you're going to start something, really try to be and remain as authentic as you can, because it's your signature. And then whatever comes from that will be great. But we live in a time like right now where products is being treated kind of like, I said like mixtapes. Everybody has there's over 10 tortilla chip companies. Like everybody can make money from this, but to steal someone else's concept or to someone else's idea, it's horrible. So I literally, if you go on my website, it might look a little different because I don't know what anybody else is doing.
That's
and
right.
The 50 plus products aren't there to confuse, but it's to give people options. But because all of them are healing for eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, they're all actually, you can use every hair product on your body. I just don't advertise them like that because that's not what people want.
Right.
Like all of my products are baby friendly, everyone except probably Revive because it has a little bit of peppermint, which might be a little bit extreme.
Yeah, too strong.
Other than that, all of them are calendula. The ingredients of them, I really took time to not skin and make really the real ish. So you'll find Rosemary's Baby has real stalks of rosemary because I work with a farmer here. And I'm just grateful that I took time. The hardest is managing the labels with the bottles in each size. But really, even now, I'm going to get off soon because I have so much and I want to work till 4 a.m. to make sure everybody gets their stuff that they ordered today. You'll get your stuff in a day or two, but I don't control the postal office. So one priority, 2 days, and you'll get a tracking email when it goes out. No one waits a day or two for it to be fulfilled to the point that I'll do an all-nighter. But not to take too much time, it's just to say that it's just me that makes stuff. I wake up every morning, so it's not like I have a party or people. So yes, you can email me, but I don't check emails to the nighttime because I don't want to not produce and finish what I have to accomplish for the day. So a lot of that is just really a little bit of self-discipline. In the morning at 6:30, I'll do some yoga, then I'll go back to sleep, making this that I work from literally 10 to 4 in the morning, but try to work out, be with my kids, do other things. But I thank people that have spread the word via word of mouth because I have not shared one product on Twitter like that in years. And I couldn't be where I'm at without putting in that time. But it did take like 7 years to get where I'm at. It was not overnight.
Well, Celina, the products are looking real good. I love it. I'm definitely going to order some myself personally because I do body massage and all that. Sometimes you just need things for your skin, but it's a beautiful look. I love how you've definitely developed because back in the day you didn't have all this, but now
I was having success. You can't always be at a restaurant or cook for people. So
exactly,
something that was a signature. But I said rather than make a sandwich or a po' whatever. How can I spread some love and some healing without physically being in someone's space, but also being able to create a long-term relationship with people that I know I'll still value, even if, you understand, there's certain things I'll never compromise. And that's the integrity of my company and the fact that I don't use any filler oils, water, glycerin, nothing.
Right.
It really took me a while to develop.
Well, I know you got a lot of work. I want to close out with your husband. I'm gonna talk about his website now, and we're gonna go. But thank you very much. Let me clap you up and thank you very much. Yeah, Celina. Thank you. Love you, man. Love y'all, man. Miss y'all in Brooklyn. Yes, peace. Now, yeah, I said your website, of course. I said the Duke of Tears, and the other one is let's make sure we got that up. Hold on, let me put you up, and then put your other website, www.gumroad.com. Now, I went there, and it says it's not working. What's going on with it, brother?
Now today you go to gumroad.com and type in Aseer Duke of Tears.
Okay, then type in /
Right.
Okay. I said okay. That's how you do it.
The actual site, just type in Aseer Duke of Tears in the search, and then
Okay, great. Well, I know you're still selling DVDs, right? You're still selling stuff, or no?
I mean, it's like it's so much. It's there, so you see how it's like evolved into it. But a lot of people just think that's just coming across us now. Think like we just been out here. I mean, new to the game, but essentially. The DVD stuff that we had done back in the days was the great precursor to now this platform that we're all on, because we like the whole thing like really garnered, the community got more exposure. Like me and Daoud did a tape back in the days, and then I found out somebody in London sent me the junk, said they banned it in like 9 countries.
Wow, what? They banned it? What?
Yeah, it was banned. Well, I know it was banned. He said it was banned in London, and he said it was banned in some other countries too. Yeah, I was like, well, damn, what was we? And I remember we was talking about, different metaphysical ways to bring down Babylon and all that.
Yeah.
And certain practices now, we're in an age now where these companies are all active because their branches and their employees have all been down with the with the human trafficking stuff that's been going on. So that's why all these people had to step down, because all these people had died. Like, while we were talking about the WAP video and Kamala Harris and these useless situations, people don't understand what's really going on, man. Like, everybody's going to jail, bro. Every day they're releasing another 2,500 names. You know what I'm saying? And these are people that you know and love, some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people never heard of. But the thing is, what this is showing you is that this is a humanity problem. And it is so when the Prophet Ali said things like, we are here to uplift for humanity, you know what I'm saying? We can't be on the floor with them if we're going to bring them up. So somebody got to not participate in certain aspects of that garbage in order for somebody to actually make a delineation between what we can have and what they're giving. Because what they're giving us is 2 evils. So if you want to choose between 2 evils and think you're going to get something good, then you are actively participating in your own destruction. I don't care how smart you are, what degrees you got, or whatever. Saying yes to one instance of evil is saying yes to all of it, man. So when you bring up that we got to do something about these children and the people around you, you talking about that again? They probably down with it, bro. Like, that's how close we are to it. It's in our families. It's like generational situations. It's our teachers. Who got Hitler elected, man? Really? If you do historical research, the people that got the white Hitler elected, it wasn't the politicians. It wasn't them. It was the garbage men. It was the service workers, you know what I'm saying? The plumbers. Like, it was everybody that was being dejected. And then what happens is, when these people are used to put them this fascist situation, no matter what government it is, in power, they immediately start to disenfranchise the so-called melanated or darker skinned people that was there. So when the quote unquote white women use black women to push the women's living situation, and then got on, all the black women became nannies for them, and all the white women went to work, and then all the black women kids went with latchkey kids, right? Head Start programs, right? Runaways, right?
right? This is what was going on. And so they used that. Then now what happened recently? Now we have the gay people. We have the BLM situation. You know what I'm saying? A straight militant wing of the DNC and Antifa party. And they are using so-called black people as the face for it because they consider themselves to be black. That's what black is now, to be that. So if you're not that, and then when you read these people's manifestos, you know what I'm saying, on their website, it says that they are there to destroy the so-called original family. They don't use the word original, they use traditional nuclear or whatever. But in what they're saying is that the black man is not going to be here. So black woman, you're going to be everything else. And then when we look at the leadership of these things, these are not, again, original woman, original man. It's a woman, a so-called black woman in a transgender relationship. So that is for her and for people that are that, why are they always trying to anchor us with the homosexual situation? They didn't do that when the Chinese people was trying to fight for their rights. They didn't anchor them with that. Why are we always anchored with somebody else's agenda in order for us to move forward or to be accepted? Why? Because everybody else needs our energy to pop off what it is they're doing. Because if they don't have it, then it seems illegitimate. So you want me, but you don't want me to be with nobody else. You know what that is? That's a bad relationship. That's a relationship that's ready for divorce. But to divorce ourselves would then mean what? We would have to depend on ourselves. And I want you to do that because Michael Luther King ushered you into segregation. And when he was talking about getting you to the mountaintop and all of that, he wasn't talking about no Bible. He was talking about the Scottish Rite Lodge down there in Washington, D.C., which the white boys called the mountaintop. So when he said, I got to the mountaintop, now it's seen to the other side, and they done told me what it's going to be, he telling me what they told him. You understand? But yet it's still, in 2020, you still got Al Sharpton out here, a straight FBI agent in the streets dancing with people, and people walking around. Jesse Jackson still walking around here. George Zimmerman is still walking around here like it's all good. So do you understand? We have no respect. So of course our woman not going to respect us because we out here letting them murder the babies. But at the same time, she doing the same thing. They act like they don't know that Planned Parenthood used to be called the Negro Project. Now it's run by Barbara Sanger.
That's right.
Who was a syphilitic, alcoholic, xenophobic, racist.
Yeah.
And the same people that's funding BLM is the same people funding Planned Parenthood. So the first thing you say with that, let's stop doing abortions. That's the number one thing we could stop. We could stop that tomorrow. But see, we can't because you got too many sisters out here being raped. You see what I'm saying? Too many of them out here being raped, and they don't necessarily, and they shouldn't, if they don't want to, have to incarnate a soul from a gang rape. You understand? So that's the other side to it. So again, what this says to me is until we have a society by which we can dictate the means of production, import, export, we are always going to be at the beck and whim of whatever people want to do to us. And there's always going to be a section of our population that have been these soft shoe house Negroes that have been moving us towards this pseudo thing, to this fire ever since. I told you, the Black Caucus is the one trying to push the Equality Act, and they're trying to pass that before September 9th, when Hitler will go to trial. And by that time, it's going to be over what? 50,000 names that she's going to have to testify on, and she's going to build trial on that. So before she even gets to trial, they want to make sure that nobody can get prosecuted for pedophilia. And who's going to do it? The black men and the black women in the Black Caucus. So I'm supposed to look at these people like they there for me? But then what's the opposite? What's the other option? Africa? Go to Africa? Why? Because Akon say so? Akon an agent. He worked for China. Don't nobody give no black man $1 billion credit limit, bro. You don't work for them. I don't care what you say. I don't care how many you make. That's why you put the record with a snitch. You understand? And bring out people like devils like Lady Gaga, who is Marina Abramovich's son. because Marina Abramovich, the spirit cooker chick, is actually born Michael Maxwell, and she's Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, who is also married to Dr. Fauci, who is Mother Teresa's son. This is how ensconced they got you in this garbage with these devils. Barack and these people, like they was going to deliver us. The only people we can depend on now is us, and we can do that. So, if that's the case, brothers and sisters, all we can do is what? Protect the children at all costs. That's what they want. They don't even want you. They don't convince so many brothers that they women, and so many women that they brothers, and
it's gone.
Penises off, cut their breasts off, and just so they could give it to other people. That's a whole nother market.
Right.
We have to protect each other. Nobody's gonna do it. None of these groups out here gonna do it, man.
Right. We do have to protect our children. We have, and the with the broken families, it's like how, with the broken families, how do we protect our children? If there's mostly single mothers out here, and the fathers are just going from the next relationship to the next one, without caring for the children he had in the previous relationship. And there's also women who are like that, so we're not excluded. Right. But as long as the families are moving like this, like individuals are moving like this, and not just grabbing hold to the children, regardless of what your mate felt like I don't want you, you don't want me, but let's guard our children. How are we going to move forward, and make sure the children, our offsprings, are well taken care of.
You do what all civilized people do. You establish the states and trust with guidelines as how the family gonna be. You start businesses. Instead of you got a barbershop, instead of calling it nappy cuts and nappy roots and you know what I'm saying, and shaved head or whatever, call it, Johnson and Sons. Call it Hakeem and Sons. Call it the Robinson Brothers. Use your family name in your businesses, because then what happens is you're honoring your mother and your father. So that day, your days may be long upon the land the Lord thy God giveth thee. That's a covenant that the United States government has adopted as law. So if you in your proper name and you have an estate and a trust and a last will and testament, can't nobody tell you nothing, because you have reached the age of majority. The age of majority means that you have taken control of the financial and fiduciary situation that these devils gonna put you in by making you a perpetual ward of the state. But we don't have no black educators that can be there and do that. They had a whole summer about reparations, and they ain't have Claude Anderson there. Are you crazy?
That's crazy, right?
But you have Ta-Nehisi Coates there, the nigga that write Black Panther, the comic book. This is what I'm saying. Who made that? Who made that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who made that happen? Because whoever made that happen is probably an agent. You understand? Because the one that is there that can give us the numbers on it, you don't want to have him there. Right? Or for some reason, he didn't get the invite. And he's been talking about it for over 40 years, from before I was born.
Yep. That's right.
You mean to tell me these Negroes got all this money out? You understand that there is no charity that any entertainer has ever created that you know of that has benefited you or anybody else directly that you know. So you know what that means? They don't exist. So let's stop acting like these Negroes can get together at the Rockefeller brunch dinner and they doing something, because they not. Because they work for. How are you going to be against the same system when you work for them? That's like the police shooting somebody, and then you got to go to the same police to get some sort of justice. Why do we think that that's real? When all you got to do you know right now in every municipal state constitution, it says that if you have at least 50 to 500 people, you can have your own county, your own municipality, and all of that. That you could find some land, charter that land, put your land in that estate or that trust, and then create a charter for the town or the community or the kingdom, whatever you want to call it, move your people in there, establish your own sheriff, and now you ain't got to worry about no police brutality, because if any police in there come to brutalize you, you can help them. Because you have your own municipality and they don't have jurisdiction.
That's beautiful. That's
But
great.
you know what they do? They become cops. You see, they don't do nothing for themselves because they done given up. So if they done given up, let them do that. Those of us that don't want to and know that we could do something now, like solutions you say, sister, that's a solution that will work overnight. Overnight. Right now, sister, you could Google it right now. Go to Toomsboro, Georgia. There's a whole town for sale in Georgia right now for $1.7 million.
Yeah.
You know how much that is?
You put people with the same nationality in it. You
That's it.
end up having your own hospital, set up your own whatever, have your own solar
You could do that
panels,
overnight.
$1.7 million. That's it.
Have your own solar panels, have your own irrigation system, a nice river that runs
It's
through
already there.
Bang. But to think like that, well, first of all, how are we going to vet the people that are there? Oh, great, we have our own sultanate.
Yeah.
The sultanate
We got
has
our own
already
government.
so-and-so. And it's not to say that the religious aspect has to be the thing that's pumped, but what it does is it sets up it being not just you. So when you have a group like that on paper, now it has to be respected by government officials. It has to be respected by people larger than the individual. That's the only reason why I was and I am in support of ecclesiastical law and stuff that functions under the sultanate, because then we can say, okay, well, this person came through this, so we're not really letting molesters, we're not letting, we can take responsibility for who's on this property. We have our own court, our own everything.
We have our own situation.
Our own mental health advisors, so that we can
all of that.
That requires not being on social media, not letting people know what we're doing every second, at least 3 to 5 years to establish it, so that once it's established, we have something to share.
What I'm saying, sisters, brothers and sisters, that can happen literally overnight. You know how many black so-called millionaires exist? You know, $1.7 million, that's one platinum record.
And that's why that's
niggas is wearing that on their neck right now.
With one bracelet.
But you know what it is, more? I done went to some of these people that y'all call conscious, not y'all, but the people called conscious.
Right.
And they acted like it.
Yeah.
They thought I was like Nick Cannon or one of these type of dudes. And I'm coming with the Moors and we pressing them. Like, I'm not pressing them like get down and lay down, but like, nah, there's nobody else involved with this but us. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. And you know what I find out? I find out that we're in a better position than them. And me or us dealing with them is more of a liability than them dealing with us. Because they all in debt. They all are under somebody else's jurisdiction. They all are compromised sexually, spiritually, emotionally. All of them. That's why they're on TV. They don't let nobody on regular TV. You understand? That's not down with it. So all I'm saying is let's stop acting like we all want the same thing.
Right.
We don't.
Because we don't.
We don't. So-called black folk, they want what anybody else tell them they want because they are a reactionary people. Anyone that puts themselves in that box becomes automatically reactionary, which means you don't move unless you get the permission to do so. And I'm 47 years old and I ain't never seen anybody do it different. What I'm saying now is that we have the ability to actually get remedy for what happened to us. I'm not talking about reparations. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about being able to have your own community that you don't have to worry about what's happening upon somebody coming in and murdering you. You think the Hindu community thinking about the police? You think the Chinese community think about the police? You think the Pakistani people community is worried about the police coming brutalizing them like that?
Not like thing with real poverty.
Yeah.
Not like living in a box.
No, I ain't talking about no thing like that. I'm talking about real. Yeah, the queen talking about real housing, like real stuff. Right now, there are whole blocks for sale in New York. I just checked this morning.
Yeah.
We could be buying up the whole thing. What did they say? When blood runs in the streets, you buy property. Right now, they say people running out of New York. Right now, all y'all got some bread, get you a little $20,000, go get you some property right there. Even if it's messed up, abandoned. I'm guaranteeing you when it goes over, you'll be a millionaire overnight. But instead of just thinking about yourself, instead of just thinking about buying a mansion for yourself, Think about buying a mansion and turning it into a real orphanage for all the children. So while they are trying to find parents, they don't have to live in substandard conditions.
Yes. I'm feeling that.
Go ahead, sis.
Yeah.
That's something that's a vision. I'm glad you said that, because King Simon, I'm glad he said that, because that's one of the visions that I have. But this one is to incorporate young couples to keep them together, so that they don't have to struggle and end up separating because of struggle. So that is one of my visions, to build a home.
See, they used to call those finishing schools and charm schools. This is what cotillions and homecoming and all that stuff used to be. But what happened was the Freemasons, the devils, the black and white devils in black and white communities agreed to establish this pseudo-racial bias thing to create the order out of chaos ritual, so that way they all could ping pong the country or the world between each other. And so that way they could all look out for each other when it came to raping and eating children. Because that, again, goes back to the old practice of pedestry, which was a religious practice by those Catholics who followed the Catholic system. The Catholic system. And anybody that was against that, they tried to kill. So this is why they hate the Moors. Because the Moors was the one who put them on timeout for over what they say, the dark ages, ages 2,160 years. So who knows how long we put them in the icebox. And what do? Re-civilize the world, right? Well, civilization, culture, where they say that the Jews and the Muslims and the Christians live together in such harmony, you couldn't tell one from the other. Where there was so much learning, where there was so much thing, where children could just be free. They got rid of that and turned this whole world into a slave colony. But it started with the white folk first, but white folk, they don't like using words like white slavery, so they hide it under words like transportation. That's why the Department of Transportation doesn't deal with what you think transportation is. It's about how they're moving the mortgage-backed securities, i.e. the people's bond securities and their insurance policies throughout the state to generate money. That's why as soon as Kamala Harris was announced that she was going to be, the stock market jumped 9.73%. Why? Because she locked up more black men than they say than Jim Crow, using the system that Biden set up. Biden is on TV calling black people niggas from the Senate floor. And these black Caucasian caucus people, black so-called Republicans or whatever, black Democrats, these are the enemies of humanity. Right now, if you go to the Antifa.com website, they are taking funds for Biden and Harris. That's a terrorist organization. These are niggas burning up the streets. So when I tell you that BLM, Antifa are all militant aspects of the Democratic Party, which itself is the KKK and the Nazi Party, I'm not lying, because everybody involved with it has already been indicted. You realize the president and vice president that's running for the Democratic Party right now are under sealed indictment? You think we got a country? What's happening right now is we don't got no country. What you got is a bunch of warring factions that's trying to figure out how they're gonna hustle this and make it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So until they figure that out, y'all in the middle. So while we're in the middle, they're using their pundits, right? Their little operatives to make it more real than it really is. Because it's over, brothers and sisters. It's over.
It's over.
The stuff that they are doing.
The jig is up. The jig is up. The jig is up. The jig is up. My brother Aseer, I want to thank you, man, for of course.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add on to what you were saying, Sister Aisha. I think that idea is brilliant. So many things can be taken care of with one door being open like that. But, in terms of also going back to younger couples, there's so many of them and us that are out, and I say us because, even though I'm with someone, that's just a blessing of today.
Yeah.
Everything can change on a dime. I have spent time by myself. I do know what it's like, so I understand what it's like for women to I literally twist them up, for women to be by themselves. And it's not, I'm gonna get up because I know we're gonna close out. To be by themselves. And it's not easy, but I'd rather be by myself than entertain any type of low vibrational energy or any type of whatever. And also this, thank you, Aisha. And also the whole, attack of the twin flame. We don't need to talk about ourselves with these terms like I was talking about. The whole thing of twin flame was brought in from, again, a Caucasian perspective, and them trying to solidify themselves in this physical reality by not only disrespecting certain things in our reality. You have to understand metaphysics takes place above as below. So the whole thing with the twin flame thing being attacked is unnecessary because there is no flames that will burn the same. No flame can be dual or be twinned. What it is, it's great to be able to say, hey, I respect your journey and your path, you respect mine, and together let's see what we can create together. But these are still individual journeys. Once you get caught up in applying your specific journey to someone else's, then your whole trajectory gets thrown off. And your footing literally is askew because you put yourself on someone else's path.
Right.
There is no twin flame. It's not to say that there isn't a relationship or cohabitable or love or loyalty that creates a bond, but that's different than using terminology that's going to demonize and again put us in a situation of being somewhat in competition. Because then when you twin something, it's the same. This is its own expression. I might agree with certain things, but again, bringing two young people together, there's a lot of young people that are out there. It's disenfranchised like restaurants in communities. Miami's great, but the cities here, there's not a lot of melanated people that are single and young. And then when they come, it's just vacation. So I've learned the same thing that you're expressing. I would love, I have a little circle. It's literally like 6 people, but I talked to Aseer about expanding it. It's going to be called the Magi Guild. I don't want to have a sister circle or a Magis, M-A-J-I-S, the Magis. Magis, again, going back to Amor. That's the Latin root word of Amor is Magi, but that's also where hair magic came from, the spelling of that, camera too. But anyway, the Magi, again, the combination of that cyclical energy that does come together to create something great and to create the family, that family triumph is very much needed right now. So it's not just highlight the feminine circle. We will have certain days, but to expand it really is just to say it's I don't search for community. I kind of feel like we all come together when the time is right to really regurgitate about certain things, but to really, like what you were talking about, create solutions, whether it be teaming up our children for homeschool stuff or having a common goal that we can accomplish. And which will allow young people to meet each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like
if
you have a homeschool, if you're trying to not allow your children to be taken advantage of, because you don't know what they're doing when you send them to school now. They may lock the school down and vaccinate them all without telling you because they had an outbreak or something. You don't know. So if you want to avoid all of that and you want to do your online and homeschool thing, and you find enough people to do that, there's a way to make sure that happens, and the government can't come in and stop you. State governments, because the federal government ain't going to do it. It's going to be the states.
Absolutely.
Because the states are in rebellion. All these states where there's problems and all that, that's all coming from the Democrats trying to destroy the government, and the Republicans and all these, because they know the baby thing's about to reach the full final tipping point. Where now it all comes on, and everybody mainstream, Twitter, Amazon, all of these people have been doing this for children for as long. So we don't want to deal with 2 children for as long as they've been in existence. Therefore, all of globalization was really set up to traffic children. You understand what I'm saying? Therefore, all of Western society, you see what I'm saying? I mean, when you scale it back, it just goes to this perpetual need to destroy humanity generation by generation. And it started with the degradation and the destruction of a specific group of people that are still being downtrodden and having their children ripped from them and taken from them today. So if you don't want to deal with that, we have to have our own individual systems
and our own individual communities that are self-sufficient, that have nothing to do with it and exist in their own closed networks. So the same way I said, like Chinatown.
Exactly.
You don't know what's going on in Chinatown, and I don't know what's going on in Little Italy. I don't know what's going on in Little Haiti or whatever. The same way we can have little Moroccos or little Cordobas or little wherever, and people can actually live, and we can actually protect these children, do community to community economic base, and then draw that 9 times within these communities. By the 9th time, we're all billionaires. It's that simple now. It's that simple now. The only issue is what you identify as.
Or people that don't want us to be able to accomplish that by creating sub-factions and sub.
Yeah, they create
that make
sub-routines.
us doubt each other or doubt that we can
Yes,
have
so
something.
we can do it, but you can do it. And it's very simple. It's not hard. But these guys make it seem like everything is insurmountable and that the white man is God and that there's no way that we can stop the chips and all this. Like anybody talking to you like that, get away from them. Any young people that's in love and that y'all dealing with love, true, peace, justice, and equality, then y'all need to give each other space. Y'all need to give each other time. Y'all need to talk to each other as to where you came from. Ask him if he was born a girl. Ask him if she was born a boy. Ask them if they were molested. Ask him if he was touched. Ask them if they're on the run.
How do you know if these people are telling
you? You have to ask, but you got to ask.
Now we
ask the question.
In a situation like that,
your spirit will let you know.
9 times out of 10, it's the first time you meet, and so you don't lose nothing. It's only after the relationship starts going on that you want to try to conceal things, especially if you feel more guilty about not talking about it in the beginning. So if you talk about it in the beginning, then the relationship starts off on a good foot.
And that can be a simple, do you have the things that we shared real quickly.
Everything
earlier.
we just said.
But yeah, and it's just really to celebrate couples that are coming together. And if your families don't necessarily agree with it, everybody has a separate initiation. And then there's some individuals that have great support, lots of love. People come together, that's a really blessed. I always say, I definitely am Amor because my past must have definitely, it definitely is not to say that now is not, we're not cleaning things up that we created in our past. Exactly. But, it's not great to enslave anyone, knowing this about the history of the people as well. I don't know where specifically I fell into it, but, I don't necessarily believe in reincarnation like that, but I do believe in a soul's awareness and to be aware that that's what the Moors did centuries ago. And, it's to say some, not all, but to take responsibility is to say, okay, what can we do better now? And, for me, it's really to create and stay as clear as possible so that I can be a conduit when the time is right. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity, King Simon. I would have stayed behind doors for the next 10 years.
I know. Thank you very much. I'm honored. As a matter of fact, Celina, I just ordered the brain and emotional health.
Awesome.
I love it. Vetiver. Yeah, Vetiver.
Yes.
Is the next slide.
So you see my address. You know it's a Flatbush address, so you know what it is.
I love it. I live there for 14 years. So,
I keep my word. Like I said, my word is my bond, brother.
I know you do, and I also thank you for the full circle.
Yeah, man.
And you being humble.
Thank you guys
to have
for
us
having
on
a platform,
your show.
Man and original women that don't necessarily have to be in a relationship, but can work together. So that way we can disseminate proper information on an equal basis where everybody is, you know what I'm saying? You got to talk like that now because they got us thinking like, not us, but they got our people thinking like Caucasians. We're xenophobic, we're hypersensitive, we're always reacting to something, we're always trying to
enable
take
or
responsibility for what we do wrong.
We are.
And then we always trying to big up somebody else's culture instead of our own. So let's stop that today. Let's today be the day that we decide that we're going to give more love to our relationships and whatever's going on YouTube, whatever's going on Twitter, no matter what Cardi B or Beyonce video come out, let's really be about what we say we're going to do. And anybody that's not with that agenda is out of here. You can't. If they're against the children, if save the children, if that is not the number one thing we talk about, yes, everything else happens, but for real, man, it's the children that is the most important, man. And the more you take for granted what Allah has given you, which is the most innocent the most beautiful, the most iridescent manifestation of humanity in its purest state, a baby.
Right.
When somebody can take that and do something, you understand? There's no quarter for anybody like that.
That's right. That's right.
This is part of me. If these niggas make it, they don't want it that hard. Because if they was to try to make it legal, because this is what they're trying to do.
Yes.
Go online, stop the Equality Act, get in touch with your senator or whoever else, and whoever you need to talk to, get them to vote no on that. Because if they vote yes on that, that means when Hitler broke trial, and it come out that everybody been eating and having sex with babies, and now nobody can go to jail. I'm telling you, that's what's going to set off the Civil War. It ain't going to be no race. It ain't going to be no drugs. It ain't going to be none of that. It's going to be, oh, we could just have sex with your children. You can't do nothing about it now. What?
Yeah.
That crosses all lines. So that means, so when I see the KKK nigga and he's going after them niggas, I'm going to be right behind him. Be like, yeah, we want this today because the pedophile got to go. And then we can deal with what we got to deal with. But the enemy is my frenemy. And we have to be strict on it. We have to be passionate. And we have to be totally, diligent.
Right.
And vigilant. Hyper vigilant.
I said vigilant. I said vigilant.
Vigilant. Hyper diligent and ready to get it popping when it comes to the children. So
yes, sir. Yes,
thank
sir.
you, brother.
Thank you. You know, anytime, brother, anytime to give you a round of applause, of course. Give y'all a round of applause. Thank you. Islam. Strength to the family, everybody out there in Florida. Amor, big up to Amor, your son, man, all the time. Love and light. I remember when he was born, so you know how that is. You know? he used to be in the carriage at elections, man. He used to be there with us.
You was there when Brother Arnold gave us all them clothes that time.
Exactly, yes.
Remember? Big up to him, man. He was the first one. When my own grandmother and them wouldn't do it. He looked out, brought us a whole thing of new clothes too.
And that was my baby shower. That was my baby shower.
Yeah, Tachina's father. Matter of fact, he called me last month. I'm gonna text you his number. That
was the only man that ever gave me a gift when my child was a baby.
That's right.
So thank you.
I'm gonna text you his number because he's been going through some suffering. You know how it is.
Please do. I want to hit him up.
Good night, Aisha. Good night, Empress.
Good night. This is a pleasure.
Respect to the elders, Bob, Henry, all the old ones, Bobby, Delbert Blair, Steve Coakley, Francis Quest Wilson,
Ashe.
Freeman Hill, everybody.
Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Khalid, you know how it is. Everybody.
All of the elders, all of the ones that got us here, whether we agreed on knowledge and stuff or not, is irrelevant. What everything that they contributed got us here. And if they couldn't tell us based upon
their human having a human experience.
Right. And if they couldn't tell us based upon whatever situation that they was in fraternally, that still gave enough for us to be able to figure out now. So we also have to forgive them for that.
Absolutely.
So
and that's where forgiveness and love comes in.
And again, honest to y'all.
Thank you. It's love. I'll see y'all. I'll talk to y'all. We'll talk when I get down to Florida. I'll let you know. All right. That's our family, man. That's our family. Yes. Oh man. Woo.
I love their passion for the children.
That energy is tight, man. The energy is tight. Hold on, let me stop these applause. Oh my God, they they're getting paid a lot nowadays, so these applause still want to clap. But that was a good show. We went 2 hours. Whoa, man, straight.
Yes, it froze.
We had a good time. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed.
Okay, you're freezing over there. There we go.
Okay. Did
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It's freezing. You're freezing on me.
Again? Let me check. Hold on.
Okay, you froze again.
All right. Now, how's this?
All right, we're almost there. Let me see if we can get it together.
I'm coming back.
We're gonna get it there. See, that's what happened. That was a beautiful show.
You hear me?
Give thanks.
I'm back. How you there? You hear me?
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh. See, we just lost sister. Okay, we just lost sister. Just want to big up aseerthedukeoftears.com, of course, gumroad.com/Aseer the Duke of Tears. You can go to Aseer the Duke of Tears at YouTube. You can check him out and hit him up at Cash App. That's $DS418. And hit up his wife, of course, on that website. That's www.cordobaorganics.com. Just bought a nice body oil, massage oil. So Cash App at $Cordoba Organics. And of course, Facebook, Aseer Ali Cordoba. And of course, Facebook and IG for Celina Cordoba. I think okay, yeah, you're coming back. There you go. There you go. All right, there you go. All right, you made it back. That's good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
you
can
made
hear
it back.
you loud and clear. Yeah.
All right, good. I just finished shouting them out. I want to make sure I shout your stuff out before we get on out of here. Hold on one second. I had put you on scroll for a minute because I was scrolling under their conversation, your stuff and my stuff. Okay. For spiritual upliftment and self-esteem consultation, hit up Empress Aisha Amor at Empress Aisha Amor at Gmail, and check out her product on Woomillion _ adornments. Oh, she got some great stuff on her IG. And remember, her Cash App is $Empress Amor, and PayPal is Aisha McBride at gmail.com. Any closing words you want to do, my dear? Any closing words you want to make?
Yes, I would like to say thank you all, and give thanks. I give thanks for you all. We must give thanks to the Most High first and foremost,
right.
And to brother Aseer, and I'm sorry.
Right.
Did I? No. I supposed to say his title.
I said the Duke of Tears, the Sultan. The Sultan.
The Duke of Tears. There we go. And Empress Celina. Yes. So I'll give them for them out, and their passion for the youth is just amazing. It's brilliant, and it's pure. So we all got to be about the youth. So let's show them some love. Check out their website, like King Simon had put up. Check out their website and support them, because they have great things to do for us all. They are out here for us, for all of us. So support. Check out King Simon as well. Support, because we're here to build an empire, and we cannot build an empire alone. But each of us we all play a significant role. So we must, no matter how much, support each other. We must support each other. You are giving towards our empire. You're building an empire when you support people, brothers and sisters, such as Brother Aseer the Duke, Sister Celina, Empress Celina, and of course, Brother King Simon, and myself, all of us.
That's right, all of us. Well, thank you very much right there. I want to thank you, and have a sleep well, rest well.
Yes, I won't be up late. I know me, I'm gonna be up late, but
me too. Yeah, I know. I got some things to write. I got some things to do. I'm always writing, and I'm doing all kinds of consultation preparations and stuff. So you be safe, and we'll talk. I'm going to close out with the rest, and we'll talk, okay?
Yes.
Give her a round of applause one more time. Let's give my sister a round of applause as she, yeah, there you go. These people are getting paid to do this, so we got to make sure they all right. I love them. All right, we'll talk, all right?
We'll talk, yes.
All right, peace. All right, family, let's handle the rest of the business here, and want to remind everyone, of course, thank y'all very much, ever so much. Just want to remind y'all that coming up next this Sunday, we have the educator and comedian from the Apollo. He's a Apollo Theater alumni, and he's from Caroline's and various other comedy shows. You may have seen him. Robert Sinclair, his name is Sink, aka Robert Sinclair, and we're going to talk about education and comedy world. Of course, we're going to get into that and what's the changes that has happened in the educational world and the comedy world. And don't forget, on the 23rd of August, we have Dr. Mukasa Africa Ma'at speaking on cosmology, African cosmology and spirituality. And of course, as our show, Empress Aisha will be on again coming up on this Sunday, so we're gonna have a good time. And just want to remind everybody, content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Always have to watch our back, and because we're on somebody else's platform. So those that have a platform, remember, content disclaimers are very good to have. So all you have to do is Google content disclaimers, and you can find a piece just like this. I actually rewrote it for myself and for my channel, so I can actually put it on there. And just want to remind also people, remember pedalwise.com, go to their website, and of course the coupon to save 10%. Use the coupon code, and that's King 2020. That's King 2020. If you want to save 10%, she's a natural gynecologist. She's of course, an aromatherapist. She's a herbologist. So she gets it in and she does what she got to do. So big up to Dr. McCabe, big up to brother Tito, and big up to Chewy also. Big up to Chewy also. They're beautiful pet, and all those great people that work with them also on that side. And those who want to deal with real estate, remember the real estate is very important if you want to own your own real estate. Check out Janelle Lewis at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. She can also do a free consultation on how you get your how to get your credit up, what type of property you might want to get into. You might want a commercial properties. You might want a house with a commercial front or storefront. This is you can talk to also Janelle Lewis. Just give her a call and tell her the K.S.P. family, King Simon Present family, gave it to you and showed you the way. Okay, and you want to do a numerovation session with me? Please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022, where I use the numbers connected to your birthday and your name to give you guidance. Just like a GPS, you put in the right address, you put in the right name, you put in the right number. Guess what? I can help you out. I can help you out if you truly want to be helped. People be perpetrating the fraud sometimes, but if you truly listen and you truly want to put in that work, it is work. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Doing the work that you have to do, that especially if I advise you, it is some work. I even give homework sometimes to people, you know. And if you want to get my books, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, on Amazon and Kindle. Numbers Are Simple, Our Children's Health is Important, Amazon and Kindle. And no promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity, all on Amazon and Kindle. And if you support me, guess what? You support Dr. Laila Africa also and his legacy. I was proud to talk to his niece today, and I'm glad she's doing what she got to do in the health field and doing her work and doing her travel. So enough respect to all of the family of Dr. Africa and his wife and everybody else. Enough respect to you. And we're going to close out with this prayer. This is Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer. You know, I usually close out with it, and I'm closing out with it tonight. So I'm going to let y'all know I'm closing out with Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer, because he was one of those ancient Babas, those elders that really helped us out and gave us some guidance. So everybody, if you want to close out with his prayer, let's all say it together. 1, 2, 3. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Thank you very much, Dr. Blair, for sharing this. And those who wants to support Dr. Blair's legacy, his continual legacy, guess what? His website is still up and running. Brother Tony is handling that for continuation of Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy. Please go to his official website. That's www.themetacenter2. That's www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2.com. And for books, for ELF protectors and products and much more, you can go to Dr. Delbert Blair's website. His website is a beautiful website. So as I came in, as so I will leave you with my song Black and White Story, because it is about our story, family. And a lot of people don't understand it is our story. That's why I wrote this song years ago. And it is about our story. And hold on before we start you up now. Hold on now. You ready to start up without even me setting you off. So once again, y'all be safe, family. Y'all get home if you're out there driving and watching this. If you're in your house watching this, thank you very much. I want to thank again Aseer, the Duke of Tears, and his beautiful Empress Celina of 10,000 years, the Empress of 10,000 years. And I want to thank you for being a part of this journey. I want to thank, of course, Empress Aisha, my new co-host, for being a part of this journey. Yes, it is time. I'm so glad we had this time together, and I'll talk to y'all later as we leave you with the song Black and White Story, written by me, sung by me, and it's going to be turned into a children's book by me, okay? So the thing done. All right, there we go. And we're gonna close out. Later, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.
Black and white story in a me mind. Yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. Them come out of the mountains and mix up with feet. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah.